One, two, three. You can start, Nandini.
An evening is the pause button that gives you a breather before you jump on part of the day to another. Good evening. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome you all for the 3 days national level workshop on recent trends in fuzzy inventory models, supermodular lattice, and differential calculus and its application, organized by Internal Quality Assurance Cell IQAC and Department of Mathematics, Shri Krishnaswamy College for Women. Mathematics, the unshaken foundation of science and the plentiful knowledge of advance to human affairs. Once again, I welcome you all for the first day of national level workshop on Overview of Fuzzy Inventory Models by Dr. Animesh Kumar Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of Mathematics, Rajput Institute of Technology, Rajput, Chhattisgarh. The main aim of the workshop is to introduce a new idea to inspire participants to further explore it on their own, may illustrate and promote actual process practice. A workshop gives you the professional and the best opportunity to meet the great people. I'm T. Nandini, Secretary, Department of Mathematics. I have the privilege of being your host for this workshop. Now, I would like to invite Dr. R. Esther Felicia Ma'am, Head Department of Mathematics, to present the welcome address.
Good evening to one and all present here. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend a warm welcome to the Chairman and Management Trustees, Sri Krishnaswamy Educational Trust, our Dean, Dr. R. Revati Ma'am, Principal Dr. Anita Rajendran Ma'am, and the Internal Quality Assurance Cell. I extend a pleasant welcome to the eminent guest of honor, Dr. Animesh Kumar Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of Mathematics, Rajpur Institute of Technology, Rajpur, Chhattisgarh, for this 3 days national level workshop on recent trends in fuzzy inventory models and zero supermodular lattice and differential calculus and its applications. Welcome, sir. We are happy to have you as a resource person for today's session on overview of fuzzy inventory models. I welcome all the participants from various institutions who seek to enlighten themselves from this valuable session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Sudha ma'am to give the brief introduction of our chief guest.
Very pleasant evening to one and all present here. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome our resource person, Dr. Animesh Kumar Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of Mathematics, Raipur Institute of Technology, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. Sir has completed MSc in the year 2005 from Ravi Shankar Shukla University, MPhil in the year 2009 from the Global Open University Nagaland, and MBA in the year 2010 from Sikkim Manipal University, and PhD in the year 2016 from Sunrise University on topic analysis of some inventory models with deterioration models under the guidance of Dr. Kapil Kumar Bansal. Yes, worked as an assistant professor in Central College of IT and served as a lecturer in Raipur Institute of Technology. At present, he is working as an associate professor in Raipur Institute of Technology. SAR has published 6 patent, 2 research book, 2 book chapters, 17 UG level academic reference book, and 5 PG level self-learning materials. He has presented more than 15 research papers in international and national conferences. He has published 15 research papers in international national journals. SAR has participated in 117 seminars, 42 international national workshop, 48 national level FDP and other orientation programs. He has completed 8 online certificate course from foreign university, 5 from Swayam NPTEL training program, 4 from Elsewhere Research Digital Short Course certifications, and 17 from e-learning certifications. He is awarded Excellence Teaching in Higher Education Award in the year 2019 by TK International Research Foundation. He has got Best Paper Research Presentation Award in International Conference on Influence and Usability of Contemporary Science and Technology Tools for Society on the topic Utilization of Inventory Control System organized by ICFAI University. He is a fellow member in International Innovation Program, lifetime member in Scientific and Technical Research Association and Indian Academic Research Association, regular member in Scholars Academic and Scientific Society, annual member in DK International Research Foundations, professional member in Institute for Engineering Research Publication, member in All India Council for Technical Skill Development. He also a member in Scientific Committee in International Conference on Advancements in Sustainable Technology organized by Gandhi Institute for Technology. We are very much proud to invited you as a resource person, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So it's quite an exciting session we have ahead, and I truly hope that the session will be informative and useful for all of us. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Animesh Kumar Sharma sir to take over the session.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, respected patrons, conveners, engineering organizing committee member. Very good evening to you all. It's my pleasure to among with you all here today, as we all are in touch with very beautiful subject, that is mathematics. I hope you all will agree that mathematics gives us hope that every problem has a solution. It acts as a ray of hope for all of us. Today, I'm here to give an overview of fuzzy inventory model. Ma'am, shall I share the screen, mine?
Yes, sir. You can
Yes,
share
ma'am.
the screen. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. My screen is visible, ma'am. Slides are visible.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Okay. So the flow of talk about fuzzy inventory model with these points, I will start with these points. In this talk, we will discuss about first historical aspects of inventory models, then we discuss recent technique used in inventory models, then fuzzification of inventory models, why we need review of fuzzy inventory model without shortage along crisp model, fuzzy mathematical model, and after that at last I discuss some examples of inventory model. How can we use in calculation? So the historical aspect of inventory model is the origin of inventory management begins in the year 1920 with the management of households item relating to food, groceries, clothes under the restriction of the finance, available space or social circumstances. Thus, the inventory management helps to cope with the existing situation regarding the problems related to the routine stock control for such items. Various models developed in the later stages have solved this problem of inventory management. At first, it had very simple model that used only a few parameters to capture the key factors. Later, these models include more details by adding more parameters, but ignored variability and uncertainty. Uncertainty and variability means not clear, not exact. In the end of 50s, 1950s, to capture the effect of unpredictable demand and lead time, probabilistic models were developed gradually. Inventories deal with maintaining sufficient stock, Always in inventory model we use this key term, always we use stock. Stock means stock of goods, stock of articles that will ensure a stock of goods that will ensure a smooth operation of production system or any kind of business activity. Traditionally, inventory has been viewed by business and industry as a necessary evil. Too little inventory may cause costly interruption in the operation of the system, and too much of inventory can run the competitive edge and profitability of the business. Hence, the one of very effective way of coping with inventory is to minimize its adverse impact by striking a balance between two extreme cases. One is minimization and another one is maximization. Always always we know that very well. Any business company want to maximize its profit and minimize its loss. So, in most real life situations, inventory management usually involves a large number of items, ranging in price from relatively inexpensive to possibly very expensive unit. Since inventory is reality represents ideal capital, it is a natural that inventory control be exercised on items that are significantly responsible to increase or grow in capital cost. Experience has shown that relatively small number of inventory items usually incur a major share of capital cost. Such items are that ones that must be subjected to close inventory control. Therefore, the definite objective of any inventory model is to answer these following two questions. The first one is how much, that is quantity, to order, how much to order. And the another one, second one is when to order, how much to order and when to order. Answer to the first question. Answer to the first question is expressed in terms of EOQ, that is economic order quantity. And the second question, that is when to order, depends upon the type of initially inventory models were restricted to few parameters only. Later, these models were improved, including more details and adding more parameters, but still, variability and uncertainty was unanswered. Probabilistic models were developed gradually to cope with variability and uncertainty. So, recent techniques which are used in inventory model, some techniques that being used of the inventory model or inventory management model are as under. First one is ABC or VED analysis. Another one is mathematical models. Another one is simulation technique. Another is ZIT, just in time concept. And the last one is total quality management. Total quality management. So, ABC classification is sorry. So, ABC classification, in this technique, more stress is given to the rate of consumption, and thus it works out in terms of their monetary values. Then its classification is done accordingly. Generally, the items, the articles, the things which are important and need high attention are to be classified as a group item. The items which are less important and also need less attention are classified as C group items. And other rest of the items are classified as B group items. General rules for procurement policy during a cycle are as under. A group items should be ordered frequently. Always ordered frequently are taking as a group item. C group items should be ordered once or twice, and B group items should be ordered less as compared to A group and more as compared to C group items. VED classification. V means vital items, E, essential items, D, desirable items. Vital items, which is without which production can stop. Essential items, without which temporary loss of production may occur. And desirable items, which are necessary but they do not cause any immediate loss in production. So, general thumb rules to maintain safety stock are as under: safety stock for vital items should be kept in adequate quantity so that production loss should not occur. Less quantity of safety stock is required for the essential items as it only makes temporary loss in a stock out situation. There is no necessity to maintain safety stock for desirable items. Items are procured as and when they are required. Now, after ABC classification and VED analysis, which enhance or which represent some of the kind of categorize the inventory model, next we discuss about mathematical model. The mathematical model have been classified under two broad categories, which are very, very important nowadays, which are known as deterministic model and another is probabilistic inventory model. As we all know, deterministic and probabilistic both are key term which are used in statistics as well. So, in developing these models, various kind of mathematical and statistical technique can be used. Also, we know that the new name, that is simulation technique. We very well know, all we very well know that the simulation technique is a one of the key term which is always used in optimization techniques, operations research. Sometimes advanced mathematical approaches might turn out to be inadequate and only alternative left out is to adopt simulation technique, as this technique has the flexibility to represent model with unique features. Simulation technique gives indication of the situation. Indication of the situation if a particular phenomena is a part of the system. This will help the decision maker in the strategic planning for the production process. So, to decide how can we produce the product in any organization, simulation technique is very, very helpful for a decision maker. Now, just in time concept. In prevailing competitive environment in the business field, stress is given to keep or maintain inventory level as low as possible. Just in time concept is an integrated approach for the material requirement planning. In short, material requirement planning is also said to be MRP for the production process. The development of Kanban system for MRP is very much popular. In recent time, just in time concept has become much more popular. It ensures smooth flow of business and reduce the amount of working capital drastically by way of reduction in the on hand inventory. Total quality management. Nowadays, total quality management becomes an emerging concept for the business environment. It includes the qualitative improvement in all aspects: work requirement, quality of product, quality of service, cost of product. All the factors are considered as an integrated system rather than individual one. Total quality management is a way of managing the effectiveness, flexibilities, and competitiveness in the business environment. Working strategy. Working strategy in total quality management concept is quite different. As a part of working strategy, various qualitative circles are formed through participatory management approach to improve willingness and enthusiasm among the staff members. Preventive measures are taken for the reduction in qualitative defects through research and development project training workshop for the users. Now, after we see the recent trends or recent methods of analysis which are used nowadays for inventory control models, now we say how or why fuzzification of inventory model is needed. Why? In most of the early theories dealing with inventory problems, either in deterministic manner or probabilistic manner model, parameters regarding inventory model are viewed as a constant or a stochastic in nature. Stochastic means random, not fixed, random, like variable, random variable. Formulation of inventory problem under above mentioned situation doesn't depict real life situation. One of the parameter of inventory model is demand. Demand. It is either considered as fixed throughout the planning horizon or taken as a stochastic variable to which probability distribution theory is to be applied. In most of the real situations, demand will probably have a little disturbance due to various uncertainties. Another factor is lead time, which play a key role in inventory study. In most of the studies, lead time is viewed as the prescribed constant or a stochastic variable, which therefore is not subject to control. In fact, lead time is usually consist of components like order preparation, order transit, supplier lead time, delivery time, setup time. All the things are included in that. In many practical situations, because of several unseen factors like transportation strike or traffic jam or heavy rain or flood, lead time increases. Such type of vagueness and uncertainty in lead time can be only represented through fuzzy approach, because these hurdles in practical situation are not represented by the crisp model or not represented by the simple numbers, so we use fuzzy approach. In fact, the inventory parameters, that is holding cost, setup cost, purchasing price, storage area, are normally imprecise, not defined, vague and flexible in nature. Their values, instead of being fixed, may vary within some range. Therefore, fuzzy set theoretic approach is more appropriate for expressing real situations. Most of the decisions to be made in inventory management system are decisions made in a fuzzy environment where the objective function, constraint, and decision variable are not completely defined and cannot be precisely measured. Our lack of understanding of the phenomena under investigation limits the application of conventional models. Finally, in many instances, the quality of available information is degraded by inexactness and vagueness due to personal bias and subjective opinion. Therefore, as a certain methodology, fuzzy set theory incorporates imprecision and subjectivity into the model formulation and solution process. So, now, after discussing the analysis, historical aspects, and inventory control model methods, and why Fujify the inventory model, why we need the Fujify, we now see some review of fuzzy inventory model. Many researchers are working in this field nowadays. Some key factor are used to define fuzzy inventory models, and the fuzzy inventory model keep applying to practical problems. So let us review. Vagueness in inherent in several parameter of inventory model, in particular stock on hand, setup cost, demand, variable production cost, lead time, and storage space. Each of these quantities could be modeled as fuzzy numbers. In order to arrive at membership functions associated with desirable lot size and release time, very few examples exist in the domain of application of fuzzy methodologies to inventory management. However, the vagueness and impreciseness associated with the parameters of the problem would indicate that the use of fuzzy methodology in this area might be very useful. Here I use a key term fuzzy number. So what is fuzzy number? In very short, a fuzzy number is a generalization of a regular real number in the sense that it doesn't refer to one single value. It doesn't refer one single value, but rather to connect a connected set of possible value where each possible value has its own weight between 0 and 1. This weight is called the membership function. Suppose in between 0 to 1 we take 0. 0.6. So 0. 0.6, 0. 0.4, 0. 0.45, these are said to be weight. So fuzzy number is not a unique number, but fuzzy number is a membership function associated to weight and lying between 0 and 1. This weight is called the membership function. A fuzzy number is thus a special case of a convex normalized fuzzy set of real line. In the problem of inventory control, a typical objective of mathematical modeling, as we all know, mathematical is maximization of the profit subject to constraint or minimization of the total cost associated with the inventory policy. The three category of cost are ordering cost, carrying cost, and the cost associated with being out of stock. Other important parameter of this problem includes the projected demand over time associated with the item. These parameters are extremely difficult to estimate accurately. So especially the carrying cost, the cost of being out of stock, lead time, and the projected demand. Hence, the fuzzy methodology is very useful to overcome the difficulties in the parameters of the problem of inventory control. Somarji, which is one of the very well-known person who work in the field of fuzzy inventory model, had applied fuzzy dynamic programming to an inventory and production scheduling problem in which the management of a company wants to close down a certain plant within a definite time interval. Therefore, production level should decrease to zero as steadily as possible, and the stock at the end of the planning horizon should be as low as possible. Therefore, the planning horizon is separated into discrete planning periods 1 to T, planning periods 1 to T, and the problem becomes one of the determining the production level and hence the stock on hand. For each of the planning periods given as input, the amount of the product that must be provided during each period. The fuzzy objective, as expressed above, can in turn be expressed as a membership function of the different production level for each and every period. This membership function represents the set of desirable production level to fulfill the objective stated. Sommer noted that in optimal set, optimum means either minimize or maximize. Optimal set of production level is that in that set which maximize this membership function. Caprik and Stanislavski have considered the fuzziness inherent in the inventory level, the demand, the replenishment, the constraints imposed on replenishment and goals for desirable inventory level in infinite horizon problems. The output of the specific algorithm developed for solving this fuzzy model in the firm's optimal time invariant replenishment rule as represented by any fuzzy conditional statement. The algorithm employs a procedure used in fuzzy mathematical programming in which a fuzzy optimal decision is viewed as the interaction of fuzzy constraints and a fuzzy goal. Also, Park examines the economic order quantity model from the fuzzy set theoretic perspective. Trapezoidal fuzzy number are used to model ordering cost and inventory holding cost. The mode and median rule are suggested for transforming the fuzzy cost information into a scalar for input into the economic order quantity model. So PERC examines EOQ model, especially in the case of trapezoidal fuzzy number. Lee. Lee have introduced the application of fuzzy set theory to lot sizing in material requirement planning. A modified version of the part period balancing algorithm is presented. Uncertainty in demand is modeled using triangular fuzzy numbers. A numerical example for a period horizon is given and four set of demand data is used to demonstrate this particular algorithm. They identify two advantages using fuzzy number and membership function to model. First is fuzzy set theory allows both uncertain demand and the subjective judgment of the decision maker. This is first to incorporate into the lot sizing decision. And second one is fuzzy part period balancing provides a richer source of data for the decision maker to use in terms of the membership values, which is associated with the lot size and also associate with the different cost. Roy and Matthew have considered the EOQ model with imprecise holding cost and setup cost, where the total investment and available storage area are limited. Both are limited. Total investment and available storage area both are limited, but uncertain to certain extent. They represented these imprecise parameter fuzzy goal, cost, storage area by three different combination of linear, parabolic and exponential membership function. That means they represented these parameter to coordinate geometrical functions which are we use in general mathematical science. Then the model is solved by fuzzy nonlinear programming method. The results have been compared with those of the CRISP model. Sensitivity analysis is carried out on the optimum order quantity OOQ and average cost for the variation in the tolerance of inventory cost, investment amount, warehouse space presented by them. Chen and Wong, these two persons fuzzified the demand, ordering cost, inventory cost, and backorder cost by trapezoidal fuzzy number in economic order quantity model with backorder. Function principle is applied to estimate the total fuzzy inventory cost. Median rule is applied to find the economic order quantity and optimum shortage quantity. Using simulation procedure, 1 lakh examples with randomized inputs are generated to calculate especially specific economic order quantity and shortage quantity by proposed function principle. Yao and Lee, these both investigate a group of computing scheme for EOQ as fuzzy value and the current optimal stock quantity of the inventory with back order. They have been discussed how to compute the economic order quantity in the fuzzy sense and the optimal stock quantity of the inventory with the back order model where the fuzzy order quantity is expressed as the normal triangular fuzzy number. Now, now we see one model without shortage, fuzzy inventory model without shortage. How can a crisp inventory model represent by using fuzzification? The sign distance method. This method is used. This method is known to be sign distance method. Is more suitable and appropriate for defuzzification. Defuzzification means when we write fuzzy model to crisp, then we say defuzzification. And we write when crisp model to fuzzy model, then we say the process is fuzzification. Therefore, an inventory model without shortage is developed with fuzzy parameter. Ordering cost, holding cost are represented by fuzzy triangular membership function and fuzzy total cost is obtained by applying sign distance method. So some assumption which are very useful to develop the model are first is shortage are not allowed. Second one is instantaneous replacement allowed. lead time is always 0, and demand is constant, means fixed. So on the basis of these assumptions, the developed model is this. The notation for model is here capital T represent length of plan, small c represent cost of placing an order, small a represent cost of storage a quantity, small r represent demand in certain period, in certain closed interval. TQ, small t with suffix q is represent length of cycle. Q, small q represent order quantity. And at last, these two are fuzzy parameter. C with bar, fuzzy cost of placing an order. Here, note that we use a specific type of bar. This bar is said to be wavy bar. So wavy bar with C is denotes fuzzy cost of placing an order, and wavy bar A is denote fuzzy cost of storage a unit. On the basis of these notation, the crisp model, first we see crisp model, and after that we see fuzzy model. So crisp model formula for economic order quantity, which is given by Harris, is EOQ represented by Q star will be equal to square root of twice CR by AT, which minimize this expression actually minimize the total inventory cost derived from the sum of ordering cost and inventory holding cost. So overall the total inventory cost, how can we calculate? Total inventory cost will be the sum of holding cost and ordering cost, and this will be represented by the equation. Here we see equation number 3. Total inventory cost will be equal to ATQ divided by 2 plus CR by A. Actually, this will represent the sum of holding cost as well as ordering cost. Now, on the basis of crisp model, after applying some fuzzy parameter, we use the fuzzy mathematical model. This model considers the modification of EOQ formula in the presence of imprecise parameter. In practice, holding and ordering cost are often not precisely known and expressed by linguistic term. Fuzzy number represent these imprecise parameters. This wavy bar represent the fuzzification of total inventory cost. So total cost will be ATQ by T. Here modification, we know that the small a represent cost of storage a unit in crisp model, but now in fuzzy mathematical model, wavy bar a represent fuzzy cost of storage a unit. Similarly, C represent the cost of placing an order in crisp model of inventory, but in fuzzy mathematical model of economic order quantity, we have fuzzy cost of placing an order. So these is the fuzzy parameter which used to fuzzify the mathematical model of economic order quantity. Now we see some example for crisp model so that we know how company use the economic order quantity decision situations. These are simple examples, so you can easily understand how the economic order quantity inventory model approach is applied to any problem. Here we see one example. A company use annually 50,000 units of an item, each costing rupees 1.20, 1 rupees 20 paise. Each order cost rupees 45, and inventory carrying cost is 15% of the annual average inventory value. So the question is, we have to find the economic order quantity for this small case study. We have to calculate economic order quantity, and economic order quantity is defined as square root of twice C3R by C1. Now define C1 C3 along with R. What is C1? C1 is 15% of annual average inventory value. How can we find that? C1 will be equal to I into P. What is I? I is a percentage, carrying cost percentage, that is 15% of annual average inventory value. So 15% represented in the fraction will be 15 by 100 of each cost, each item or each product. And we know that the 50,000 units of an item, each costing rupees 1 rupees and 20 paise, it is already given in the problem. So when we multiply these two, then we get C1 cost. C1 will be equal to rupees 9 by 50 per unit per year, per unit a year. Now, see what is C3? C3 is ordering cost, and here we see that each order cost is rupees 45, and the demand represent capital R represent the demand, and in first line of the case study, a company use annually 50,000 units of an item. So the demand of 1 year, yearly demand is 50,000 units. So when we put all the values of ordering cost or 15% of annual average cost, inventory carrying cost, we get economic order quantity is 5,000 units. So this is economic order quantity. If this company produce 5,000 unit in a certain period, then always minimize the loss and maximize the profit. We see one more example. A manufacturer has to supply his customer with 600 units of his product per year. Shortages are not allowed, and the storage cost amount to rupees 60, that is 60 paise per unit per year. The setup cost per run is rupees 80. Find the optimum run size and also define minimum average yearly cost. So C1 is directly given in this case. No need to further calculation. Like previous question, we have to determine C1 equal to I into P, 15% of the each item. No, here directly it is given. C1 will be 60 paise. C3 is also directly given, rupees 80 cost per run, carrying cost. Small r, number of units is also given here, 600 units. So economic order quantity on the basis of these uh, specific values, we have Q will be, or economic order quantity will be 400. Now for time, T will be equal to Q by R, means 400 is the economic order quantity. And how many number of unit manufacturer have to produce, that is 600. So the ratio will be 2 by 3 for a year. And if we multiply 2 by 3 to 12 monthly, so we get 8 months. So manufacturer should produce 400 unit of his product at an interval of 8 months, and at an interval of 8 months. If in each every 8-month cycle manufacturer produce 400 unit, then he will definitely benefited. He will get profit and minimize loss. Also, minimum average cost. How can we determine minimum average cost? Simply square root of twice C1 C3 R. R is number of units of item, C3 is carrying cost, C1 is ordering cost. We get the value rupees 240 units per year. So these are the basic idea. How can we approach any inventory management problem, and how can we solve an inventory management problem, and how can we give idea by using mathematical model? How can we give idea to any company, any manufacturer, any organization to take decisions as well? So these are the things. So fuzzy inventory model is nothing but a modification of economic order quantity models. Fuzzy inventory model is very popular nowadays. Most of the researchers are fuzzify the inventory model, which is very important key factor of optimization technique to fuzzy inventory model. They are continuously fuzzify the each and every formula, notations, to a big organization as well as small organizations. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, the next 10 minutes will be the query session, so the participants can post your questions in the comment box.
Participants, you can post your questions in the comment box.
Uh, Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Good
Sir,
afternoon.
yes, sir. I have one question.
Yes,
Sir,
ma'am.
can you explain about the probabilistic model, sir?
Ma'am, actually, not all the probabilistic model are fuzzified today. Is still in process. Probability model are not totally fuzzified. In inventory model, already probabilistic model are applied, but in fuzzification, there is still in process, ma'am. So we cannot use directly in any numerical problem. Presently, we cannot apply in any numerical problem directly. We have some of the models in fuzzy mathematical models, like without shortage, with shortage, economic order quantity, but not probability is directly applicable to fuzzy inventory model, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Uh, I have some literature. If you want, then I'll share, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, and also there is a question from the participants.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, then another question is, can you explain about a falsification?
Yes, ma'am.
So the question is
Uh,
about falsification, sir.
Fuzzification. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, yes. Sir,
Ma'am.
your video is not visible, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. I'll check, ma'am. I'll check.
Oh, okay, sir.
Ma'am, am
Yes,
I
sir.
visible?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Fuzzification. Fuzzy set is always defined between 0 and 1. As we discuss in our lecture, that 0 is one key point or one lower limit, and 1 is another limit. So fuzzify means, if we have given some, suppose, items of 0 to 100 units, so 100 is fuzzified to that limit or that point, and 0 is the initial limit, and after that the program or the mathematical model is reconstructed in the form of this fuzzy number, and we represent this model to fuzzy number and then analysis by using the graph. I'll explain. Just I'm sharing a slide. I hope this example is ma'am, my slide is visible, ma'am.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Uh, yes. Suppose, for example, that you are driving along a highway where the speed limit is 55 miles an hour. 55 miles an hour. A simple speed distance problem. You try to hold your speed at exactly 55 miles per hour, but your car lacks cruise control, so your speed vary from moment to moment. Your speed vary from moment to moment. If you graph your instantaneous speed over a period of several minutes and then plot the result in rectangular coordinates, then you will get a function that look like one of these curves, and these curves are fuzzification process. The first one is known to be triangular fuzzy number. The second one is known to be trapezoidal. We see the trapezium shape, and the third one is bell shaped number or bell shaped fuzzy number. So we fuzzify any type of quantity, and we when we plot the all the values in this manner, when we represent the problem into convert into fuzzy number and then apply to the model, then we get the result. Clear, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes. Participants, any other questions? Yes, if you have questions, you can post it in the chat box. Is okay. We'll end this query sessions now. I invite Tati and Nandini to take over this session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for clearing our doubts. Now,
Thank you.
I would like to invite Mrs. M. Banushri, Department of Mathematics, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening to one and all. It gives an immense pleasure to welcome you all for this program. I would like to extend my warm welcome to Dr. Amish Kumar Sharma, Sir, Associate Professor, Department of Mathematics, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. Today we had an opportunity to listen to your thoughts, sir, and it will undeniably going to vitalize our future. Myself, M. Banushri, Department of Mathematics, Shri Krishnaswamy College for Women. I esteem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. I thank our principal, Dr. Anita Rajendran ma'am, and Dean Dr. Revati ma'am for their support. I thank our chairman of Sri Krishnaswamy Educational Trust, Thiru M.A.K. Rajmohan sir, Managing Director and Trustees, Sri K.B.K. Rajmohan sir, Sri K.B. Arun sir, Sri K.B. Krishnan sir for their support for this occasion. My heartfelt thanks to our faculty who had worked hard to pro- provide this session. Last but not least, I thank all the participants who energetically participated in this program, and we need all your support for the upcoming workshops. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Banushri. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for our wonderful session, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So, participants, we have two more sessions in upcoming days. So, please participate in those sessions also. And we are expecting your presence. So, your feedback link will be posted in your WhatsApp group. So, kindly fill out your feedback link about this session. Yes, thank you. Sir, you can leave the session, sir. Thank you, sir. You can all take the
Thank you.
leave, sir. Thank you
Okay.
so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Felicia, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you,
very
sir.
much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir.